The method we said is meditation. The essential practice consists of meditation. Meditation has got many meanings. It can mean contemplation of a particular subject. It can mean concentration also in some places, in some systems. It can be contemplation on just what you see in nature. It can be contemplation on what the great men have said, fixing up your thought on that. This is generally known as manana by us. We don't include it as dhyana in our system. In this country we call it manana. Think about it. It's one of the essential ingredients of any serious practice. And dhyana also is there. We talk about dhyana only. There are two things: you have got to meditate, and you also have got assistance from the Guru through Pranahuti. These are the two aspects of our system. The reason why another person should be interested in you, as I have already hinted, is mainly because his desire to share, his desire to serve. So long as it is not motivated by any selfish consideration of the person, we should have no objection to receive it. We do not like to be exploited. Naturally, you also would not like to be exploited. We would like to learn. So the whole process is, you do your sadhana, you will be assisted in your sadhana. There are certain meditational practices we advise. One is the early morning meditation. We have got another process I have hinted already, is in the evening you clean yourself or purify yourself. You offer prayer for the well-being of others, universally to all people, at a particular time, that is around 9 o'clock. Before you go to bed, you offer your prayer in a particular way. The method of praying, etc. things will be told. We also ask you to participate in satsang once you join us, which is had on Sundays. And also in some places, in some cities on Wednesdays also, Wednesdays evening. The reason for asking people to attend satsang is, in a collective group meditation, you feel greater force of the divinity entering into all of us. It is a matter of experience, you can feel for yourself. We also advise you that once you get introduced, to take individually sittings from a trainer, qualified trainer, with whom you can discuss what are your difficulties in sadhana, how you are able to progress, how you are not able to progress, what are the circumstances which enable you to progress further and seek gratification of the process, and what are the difficulties that you encounter and how best you can get rid of them. So these are all the methods of meditation that we suggest. In-depth talk about this will be followed. Purpose of meditation, as we started this morning also, some of you have said you have got some problems, some of you said that you want concentration, some of you said that you want some satisfaction of desires, whatever it is. But basic purpose of meditation is to know more about ourselves. We seem to be knowing everything in this world except ourselves. Even the name that we have got is what somebody has given us. We are not born with the name. Of course, the form you are born with it. And that seems to be changing enormously. From childhood, it has been changing and continues to change. Your attitudes your opinions, your desires were also getting transformed. Then who are you? How do I know what I am? What exactly I am? This question appears to be philosophical, something with which no ordinary man need bother about. Because after all we are living, sir, we are happy. What is the need for knowing all these things? It boils down to that. But when you know that internal happiness is not coming from the external circumstances, when you know that you seem to be swayed away by certain feelings, certain emotions, either for the good or the bad, then you would like to know what exactly you are, how you react. Why is it you react in a particular way? All our consciousness has been outward directed till now. We have been responding to stimuli, as this morning said, external stimuli. And the internal was restricted to your hunger or your urges. We do not seem to be aware of many other things that are there inside. We have framed our ideas, our attitudes, our aspirations, everything is inside. We do not seem to know what exactly they are. Crystallized opinions we don't have. If you want to know, you have got to go inward. Inward consciousness is what you have got to develop. Our consciousness now is outward. I talk to you by seeing you. My speech is what you are hearing. These are all outward things. When you close your eyes, when you don't allow any other senses to work except your mind, then you face yourself, a tough task. Facing yourself. The first thing that you would like to do is to get away from the place, because you seem to be so bizarre. You really don't know what you are trying to do. The internal consciousness is an extraordinary mix of several attitudes, several wishes, several desires, several aspirations, several emotions. We don't seem to be saying, yes, this is what I am. If you want to picturize yourself, you want to put a personality picture of yourself, you find it very difficult. To give a portrait of yourself is easy. Your internal portrait is something that is very difficult to give. First of all, you want to know that self. What exactly am I? This morning, as I hinted, you seem to be having then two different planes. One which has got enormously selfish, self-centered desires, wishes, etc. things. You seem to be also having certain other-centered activities, wishing good for others, being kind to others. So there are two aspects of you which you would like to know. Then it dawns upon you that it does not make much sense to bother so much about my lower level. It is sense to bother about my higher level. Only those who are capable of feeling this would be ideally fit for meditation in the path. Otherwise, if it is restricted to meditation, means I try to get some energy so that I can concentrate well. That type of meditation is entirely different. If you want to take a test just now, all of you can close your eyes, count down from 25 to 0. Do that. Close your eyes, start counting down from 25 to 0. Close your eyes, kindly do it from 25 to 0. Do not have any other idea except counting down. Count the numbers, please, from 25 to 0. Over. You would have seen that your mental tendencies which are going out were getting restricted to those numbers. A simple act of counting down is capable of bringing you into a state of calmness. You don't have to do much of an exercise. This is enough exercise. If you are satisfied with just getting calmness, this is good enough meditation to do. But that meditation can be helpful only in doing your problems perhaps. You attend to, somebody comes to your shop, disturbs you, you do this, you are back at work, no difficulty. You have forgotten the fellow. Similarly, when somebody distracts you in your studies, if you do this, you are back in your studies. It's a very, very simple meditation. All that you have got to do is to count down. No mantra is required, no tantra is required. Because this mind is capable of doing that itself. This is at the level of the dharana. We are able to maintain a thought on dharana level. This has not moved to the dhyana level. Please understand the difference. When we go to the dhyana level, we are trying to know what we don't know. We start with a surmise. We don't know what we are. I don't have to count numbers. I don't have any japa today to say, any mantra to say. All that I know is I just don't know myself. Helplessness here. If you feel that helpless situation, you are fit for a mature meditation. If you feel competent, please note that you will not be in a position to move on to the finer aspects of meditation. Meditation demands that you do nothing and just nothing. You do something, you are in the field of dharana, that's concentration. So this system that we are talking about, with no strings attached, is something connected with meditation per se. We are talking only about meditation. Allow your thoughts to go as ever they are, wherever they want. Don't bother about them. Don't give even attention to it, as some systems ask you to give attention. Don't give attention to it. But if they leave an impression at the end of the meditation, please do record it. Don't try to make a note of what you are going through during meditation, but at the end of meditation, please note what are the remaining thoughts that you have got, what you feel about it. That is only for purpose of diary writing, about which somebody else will talk to you. So the meditation proper is not to meditate on any object. So what is the thought that we can give you for that? You require something to work on. So we suggest that you meditate on the divine light in the heart. Divine light is a meaningless word for us, because we have not seen such light. We know only solar light, we know this fluorescent light. What is that divine light? We really don't know. So fairly a meaningless word, divine light, is what is given to you. And lest you try to bring in some luminosity here, we say without luminosity. That is, you are given an impossible task, just to make you understand that you are helpless to know divinity. And divinity alone should reveal itself to you. You understand? The method of meditation here is, you feel your helplessness. And many of the abhyasis will write this, I am not able to feel the divine light. You will not, because there is no such thing. If there is some such thing, I can understand that. You can say, see, I have seen this. So divine light is something that you will never see. And that's what we want you to understand. But at a particular stage you come to know that a particular effulgence that is there inside you has neither a luminosity nor a light, but the effulgence is there. You feel that. As I told you in the morning, feeling is the language of God. You will feel that. Not now, as you meditate more and more. But in the initial stage itself, you get to know that it is responding to you. Because it is enabling you to feel comfortable. Many systems find it difficult to say to their practicants, meditate for half an hour or 1 hour. We always say, meditate for half an hour minimum. 1 hour is morning. And we don't have many people who complain about it. And few who complain have got physical problems. It is because that internal contact is established with the divine, you are able to sit for meditation. I had an occasion to meet an elderly person who said, when I asked him to participate in satsang, and it was 1 hour, and at the end of it he said, are you practicing Hatha Yoga, sir? I said, no, this is Raj Yoga I am practicing. But 1 hour, he said, yes, it's 1 hour. And you did not feel the strain, I do not feel the strain. Why are you bothered about it? Otherwise it is considered Hatha Yoga only. Such long hours of practice are generally treated as part of Hatha Yoga. Majority of the meditation sessions end within 15 to 20 minutes. We are not satisfied with it. We insist that you should meditate for half an hour minimum, 1 hour. 1 hour is the morning. Why we meditate? What is it that you are going to achieve by knowing your inner self? You know that your inner self is not a segregated thing, but it is one with all others. The traditional example is that of air. You have got a tumbler here, you have got a bottle there. There is air here, there is air inside here. There is air outside. But if you break this, the inside air becomes one with the other air. If you break that, it becomes one with the air. Though for all purposes they are contained inside. Similarly, the energy that is there in you, the divinity that is there in you, is the same divinity that is in me and everywhere else. You become aware of the fact that this body is only a place of activity and is not your true nature. It is your workshop. Your body is your workshop. This is the place where we work. This is the only place where you can talk. This is the only place where you can see. This is the only place where you can hear. But that is not yourself. You are something more than that. Something deeper in you. And once you get to know about that internal self, you get to know that everybody else is yourself. There is no difference between you and the other person. And the much talked about fellowship, fraternity becomes a reality for us. It is no more a philosophy that is being thrust on us, but a reality that is experienced, and therefore it becomes natural for us to feel for others, to live for others. And sacrifice itself is too strong a word once you come to the stage, because it is no more a sacrifice. Nobody sacrifices for himself. Sacrifice itself is at the lower level. Only an unevolved soul will think about the words sacrifice or service. Service becomes something which is of a lower order awareness. You don't serve your hand by cleaning it. Similarly, when somebody helps the other person, he is not doing anything. He is doing something for himself. This is the awareness with which you move. Is it something that you will be in a position to live all the 24 hours of the day? Surely not. The circumstances of our family life, the circumstances of social life, the social order does not permit it. But internally you will feel all the time. You will always feel for the welfare of all others. The prayer will no more be self-centered. It will change. Dimensions change. So this is exactly what happens to us. The result of the meditation is that you will start feeling that you are not encased. You are a free person. You are capable of thinking well for others. Our thinking, which so far was restricted to the interest of ourselves and our dear people, starts gaining a different meaning, and it means the general good of humanity. So the main purpose of meditation is to feel that oneness with all, not only yourself. Oneness with all. One of the preliminary ambitions we should have. Now, what exactly is the method of meditation that we adopt? We adopt the method of meditation of thinking about the divine light without luminosity in the heart where it beats. Just now I told you how difficult it is to get into the internal stimuli. We are aware of the external things only. To go without any concept is what is the aim. But still we move with the heart where it beats. There are two things here. One, physical heart is available. You can meditate on that. And where it beats, the sound also is given to you. So it is not as though you are grappling with in wilderness. You are given a definite object of meditation. Only the visual scene is changed. The visual aspect of it, which is the most powerful aspect of it, is what we want to make it null. We want to make it as a divine light without luminosity. The physicality is there, the soundness is there, the auditory impulse is given to you to meditate upon. But you are asked to meditate on the divine light without luminosity, because Sarvendriyana Nayanam Pranam. If you know how to control your way of seeing, you know 90% of the truth. It is not all that impossible to meditate as you think. Should we not have a forum, sir? There is no need for a forum because the sound is there. And you will also not bother to look into that sound. You will not. As you grow, you don't require that also. This is the place. Why only heart and not on the tip of the nose or at the forehead or any other place? The reason for that is, this is the place where you find activity and inactivity together. Coming back to the theme with which I started this morning, there is a torpor and there is inertia and there is an activity, and only when both of them is there is a balance. If balance is our approach, balance is already found in heart, and it is balanced. If it goes out of balance, you know what happens. So it is that particular heart on which we are going to meditate, because that will give us the capacity to balance, number one, between two opposites. Number two, that is the place where the blood is pumped. And if you get a purified thought there, the blood also gets purified, the entire system gets purified, gets advantage of that. Meditation on that point is a meditation on all other points, because from there everything else is connected. These are the very basic reasons why we say that we meditate on the heart and a divine light without luminosity. You have lot of internal noises. Meditation, you have got external noises. We have internal noises also. The external noises we try to avoid by sitting in a place which is relatively calm and quiet. You can't help it nowadays. Enormous noise is there around. So prefer early hours of the day, we meditate at that time. By meditation like this, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to keep ourselves away from the external noises. But the internal noise is much more. Various cries are there. Demands of your office, demands of your family, demands of your health, demands of somebody else's health. All these things are the internal noise that you have got. You do not know how to control them. That you cannot control that easily, unless your priorities are very high. You must know that these problems that are engaging my attention cannot be solved in this 1 hour, and they can be attended to after this 1 hour, at the appropriate time, at the appropriate place. This particular determination is a must. If you don't have this must, this particular decision or prioritization, that the meditation is more important than bothering about other problems which you anyway cannot solve in that 1 hour by sitting there, under no circumstance you can solve there. By worrying about it, you will only be losing your meditation. This is a practical point which you should understand. You cannot do things at the wrong places. When you meditate, you meditate. When you work, you work. Don't think about God when you are studying. Don't think about God when you are cycling. Think about God when you meditate. It may become natural for you that through the entire day you may be remembering the Master internally. That's a separate subject. There has nothing to do with this subject or practice. We cannot deliberately choose the time to think about our office problems when we are sitting in meditation. You cannot try to solve the problem of mathematics at the time of meditation. You cannot do that. That much of prioritization you should have. That determination you should have. If you have that determination, and if you think about the divine light in your heart and then meditate, the help is always there once you are introduced into the system, and you will feel the calmness percolating into you. You will feel the divinity. You will not see the light, as I told you. You may or may not feel any other sensation, but deep within there will be something that will be telling you that I am here, which you alone will know. Those signals you alone know. Every one of us receive our own signals. Thoughts that come to us, therefore, in spite of our determination, thoughts will come. Thoughts relating to office, thoughts relating to house, thoughts relating to all other things that are connected with us will come. But you should know that you should treat them only as uninvited guests. I never wanted you to come. You come. Be so. We are not bothered about it. Its existence or otherwise is of no concern for us. But at the end of meditation, if you still remember those thoughts, kindly make a note of it, to know in which area you are stuck up. There are 5 planes in which we live. One is your physical plane or the Annamaya kosha. Another is the vital plane or the Pranamaya kosha. Vital planes relate to your desires or just. Third plane is that of the mental plane or the Manomaya kosha, where your thoughts are there, various thoughts are there, which are not necessarily connected to Pranamaya or the Annamaya. Not necessarily. They may be related, perhaps they are. Then later than that is what you have got the Vijnanamaya kosha. That is where that is the reason why you are sitting in meditation at all. Because it is the Vijnanamaya kosha alone which made you understand that you have got an aspiration to live for. And it is what was able to convince your the Annamaya and the Pranamaya, Manomaya koshas to come to keep a low profile. And then it says, now I am going to meditate. It is the success of the Vijnanamaya every time you sit in meditation. Please note it. Because you are able to contain the other things, you are able to sit. Otherwise, it will say, no, if the Pranamaya kosha is more important, no, I will attend to this prayer later, I will go attend to this first. My wife is demanding this or my husband is demanding that. Or, no, I feel terribly hungry, I must go now and eat. Even though you might have eaten just now. The impulsive tendencies that arise because of the wants of the physical, vital and mental planes are the barrier which you have already been able to put down when you have come to sit in meditation. The mere fact that we are all sitting here and talking is a fact that must enable us to remember that we are now living in the plane of Vijnanamaya, and it is Vijnanamaya that is transacting. I am not transacting with you at the animal level, at the Annamaya kosha or the Pranamaya kosha, not at the mental level. I am transacting with you at the Vijnanamaya, talking about your aspirations. So note what type of thoughts that were disturbing you in your meditation at the end of it. If you feel terribly disturbed and you cannot help recording it, record it. That the thoughts relating to this came. Because that will enable you next day to determine that you should not fall a prey to that. If you don't record it, surely you are not going to get rid of it. Because unless you know your enemy, you will never defeat him. You must know the power of your enemy. And these are inimical to your aspiration. First 3 layers of our consciousness are inimical to our aspiration. They will try to distract you. They will try to take away all the time of our meditation. It is possible certain times. Suppose there is a marriage at your house, perhaps it will take away all the time. In happiness. Suppose there is a bereavement in your house, it will take away all the time in your sadness. Exceptions are exceptions. You need not bother about it. You can ignore. If you have not been able to meditate on those days, I will say don't bother about it. But that cannot be an excuse for every alternative day, that cannot be wrong. There are exceptions. Exceptions are exceptions. Exceptions never become a rule. So these meditations that you are going to have will definitely have this type of problem all the time. Once you know that it is a divine light without luminosity, that is the object of your attention, and your helplessness before the divine is what is to be enshrined in your heart. And to do that, the prayer of the system is there, which says that God is the goal and God is the means. The end is God, Master is the goal of human life. Thou art the only God and power to bring me up to that. It means. So the means for us is He. Why? Because I cannot do that. I cannot contemplate on a divine light without luminosity, therefore He alone has to help me on that. Right. That is the means. And the goal is Himself. That is, I would like to feel as much related as He is to all the human beings. When I say that I should become divine, I am asking for relationship which the divine has established with all of us. If you are one with Him, that means that means we are one with all in the world. That is why we say that the borders of love get expanded. You are love for yourself, the narcissistic love. No, we are universal love. Universal love is a reality. It is not an ambition. You will vibrate, you will feel bad about everything that is happening elsewhere. But at the same time, you have got the confidence to say, yes, I am here. Don't bother. Righteousness will win. Good will succeed. This faith comes to a person who feels oneness with the divine. It is the divine that was getting defeated. Please note this. It is the divine that was getting defeated again and again. In human history, you will find again and again. It is divinity that lost the game. But it has never left it, because that particular energy which is there is always bubbling. It never accepts defeat. Never accepts defeat. It means to bring in a happiness that's our birthright. God wants us to be happy, and we shall be happy. Come what may. We fight. But in this process, you know that somebody else is loving you. All these are the problems that you are going to have in your meditation. You will find your instincts demanding attention. You will find all sorts of ideas coming to you. Of kama, krodha, mada, matsarya, irshya, dvesha, everything will come to you. You have to face all of them. Squarely with the feeling that divinity is with me and He knows what to do with it. Brush them aside. If you yield to any one of them, that means you lost a game on that day. Next day you got to gird up your lines again and then start. Never to leave it once and for all. Yesterday I was reading some mail where somebody said that he was forced to get up from meditation because of several problems that he had. And I felt sorry for him. Because it's a vicarious problem. He was not in the scene. The problem was elsewhere, some miles, thousands of miles away. He was imagining a problem. So he was having a drama of the physical plane at the mental plane. Problem is elsewhere, in Kashmir, let us say. And then if we say that we are not able to meditate on the divinity because of the problem that is there in Kashmir, it is living at the mental plane, a physical plane problem, which is an impossibility. It's an illusion. We can never tackle a problem like that. But the basic core of ours is capable of solving the problem because we go with happiness. Happiness knows no boundaries. It is not at the physical plane. Bliss has no boundaries. It has no physical plane. Peace has no boundaries. It has no physical plane. Pain is physical plane. Pleasure is physical plane. And therefore gets particularized. Though it is incapable of coming to the mental plane, we are capable of thinking so, and that is what others have stated as illusion. Some systems of philosophy put it as illusion. Because there is no pain or suffering, pleasure at the mental plane. It's all at the physical plane. How we react to it is all the problem. They say therefore don't react to it, it's a separate subject with which we are not concerned. In meditation we bother about only try to keep our attention on the divine light only, ignoring all other thoughts. These thoughts related to these postures, that's not what I am trying to tell you. Don't run away from that situation. Face it. Ignore it. In meditation, to summarize, I would say that you have got to have an easy and natural posture to sit. Don't change it too often because you want a steadiness of mind. Divine light without luminosity. Don't ask for a color, don't ask for a brightness, don't ask for any other quality for that. Divine light, whatever it be, we don't know that. We just don't know that. It is there. It is felt. And we meditate on the heart where it beats. We try to go from outside noise to inside noise. That is, we try to restrict the external noise as much as possible. And the basic attitude that we should have in meditation is some sort of a stoic indifference to all the thoughts that come to us, number one. Feeling the presence of divinity in a submissive way, waiting for Him, waiting on God or waiting for God. These are the basic approaches during your meditation. You can now ask me any question on the process of meditation. Actually, there is another talk while coming to you on meditation. Two years ago. This will be followed by a talk on control of mind and concentration. So if you have got any points to ask on meditation, you are welcome to ask. I don't know whether I was clear to you when I said that you have to meditate on a divine light in the heart without luminosity. That's the main crux. If there is any difficulty in this, please tell me. All others are what I try to convince you through your mental processes. Each one gets convinced according to his own background, so you look at it from that angle. But one thing, practice the way in which it is said. Do not try to practice something else and then expect Pranahuti to work. Pranahuti will be there, but it may not work. Thank you.